Amegakure was a small region between Konoha, Suna, and Iwagakure. Because of its unfavorable position, it was completely destroyed during the ongoing Third Great Shinobi War. Nagato was born in Amegakure. At young age, his parents were murdered in front of him. He was left alone, trying to survive day by day. At the verge of death, Conan and Yahiko came to save Nagato. The three of them became very good friends with similar backstories and the same goals. On their journey, they met Jiraiya. He decided to take them as his students. For 3 years, he trained them so that they become strong enough to take care for themselves. During that time period, Nagato and Jiraiya talked a lot about the current state of the world. Both witnessed the evil of the world and both were concerned about how peace could be achieved. And more importantly, how to break the never-ending cycle of hatred. Nagato repeatedly talked about the hate he still had inside him and how in some moments the hate took control over him.
すごく怖くなったんだ。憎くて我を忘れて僕が相手を。僕のしたことは間違ってて。
His unconscious hate is portrayed by his usage of the Rinnegan. Always when Nagato used his Rinnegan, his shadow reached out. For example, after his parents died, in his rage he used the Rinnegan. When Yahiko was almost killed by a random shinobi, Nagato again used his Rinnegan. And the most tragic moment, when Hanzo betrayed the Akatsuki after Yahiko died, Nagato was completely taken over by his hate. In Jungian psychology, there's a concept called shadow possession. If you continue to not take care of everything you repress and everything you desperately don't want to be, there is the possibility that the ego becomes transparent to the shadow. You will become everything you tried to repress. That's what happened to Nagato after Yahiko's death. But first of all, we have to understand what was the shadow of Nagato. Nagato witnessed the brutal death of his parents at young age. It was Nagato's first major painful experience, which planted a deep-rooted hate. Afterwards, he wandered around just trying to survive, and eventually he met Yahiko and Conan. Yahiko asked Nagato if he had a dream. Nagato denied. Yahiko then told him about his dream. He wanted to become a godlike entity, so strong that no child has to go through the same as them. Nagato adopted the same dream. Although Nagato outwardly wanted to bring peace, until this point, he never dealt with the hate inside him. Unconsciously, Nagato was still part of the cycle of hatred. He wanted to take revenge. He still had the deep hate inside him, because he witnessed how Amegakure was destroyed, how his parents died for no reason, and how much pain third-party conflicts brought to a neutral place. Because of Yahiko and Yahiko's dream, Nagato's rage could temporarily be delayed, but the answer was still missing. With Yahiko's death, the dam broke. Nagato became transparent to all the hate inside him. Akatsuki adopted to the new Nagato, changing from an independent peace organization to a violent group ready to mindlessly murder anyone standing in its way. Yahiko's spirit left together with his goodness. All that remained was an evil-driven corpse. The worst possible consequence for everything that happened to Nagato. Nagato became the cycle of hatred, taking brutal revenge on Hanzo. Pain murdered Hanzo, Hanzo's wife, Hanzo's children, and everyone else related to Hanzo. Nagato, in some kind of way, also took revenge on Konoha. He nearly razed everything to the ground, killing countless people, possibly also parents, leaving orphans in a pile of rubber, just as it was with him. It's ironic that Nagato controlled pain, because in actuality, pain controlled Nagato. Naruto Uzumaki, the actual chosen student of Jiraiya, fought against pain. There, in a conversation, Nagato opened up to Naruto, talking about everything he went through, with Amegakure, the death of his parents, and Hanzo's betrayal. Nagato revealed that he also was a student of Jiraiya, and that their joint mentor was a dreamer. Nagato refused to believe that there is a solution to the cycle of hatred. Peace can only be achieved by absolute fear. At the end of their conversation, Pain asked Naruto what he would do, what his plan was to break the cycle of hatred. And surprisingly, Naruto was able to understand Pain. And he didn't have a plan. He remembered also talking to Jiraiya about similar topics. Both dreamed about an ideal world where everyone is able to understand one another. After a long, intense battle, Pain finally lost, and Naruto set off to meet the real Pain. If Yahiko represents Nagato's love, hate and dreams, Pain represents his anger, hate and frustration. By beating Pain, Naruto partly overcame Nagato's shadow. He proved himself worthy to meet the real Nagato behind his shadow facade. Naruto wanted to find out how he would react if he's confronted with the murderer of so many people close to him. When he arrived, Naruto's inner struggle began. He had to control his emotions, from trying to kill Nagato to still holding to the belief that peace, understanding and forgiveness can be achieved. I also want to point out that just because Nagato lost to Naruto, he still didn't learn anything. He wanted to keep going with his plan, still not believing in a solution. Nagato even tried to control Naruto via chakra staff. It was the same method he used to control Yahiko's corpse. But Naruto can't be controlled, because he is a different version of a still living Yahiko. Naruto, just like Yahiko, still believes in peace. That's why he was able to withstand. A living Yahiko also couldn't be controlled by the pain of Nagato. It actually was the opposite. A living Yahiko gave Nagato a dream and hope to forget about the hate inside him. Naruto still didn't have a logically laid out plan to achieve peace, but by not giving in to the hate, which also means that he didn't participate in the cycle of hatred, Naruto actually found the answer. Unlike Nagato, he didn't repress his hate. He faced it in the moment he was confronted with Nagato. Naruto didn't give in to the hate because he believed in a higher ideal, the dream of Jiraiya, the state of lasting peace. Naruto in some way believes in the transcendent, something greater than endless ego-driven hate. Therefore he was able to overcome his rage. Nagato never confronted his hate, and because of the friendly spirit of Yahiko, he was able to overlay his hate with a peaceful dream. But with Naruto, Nagato learned the solution. The shadow possession vanished, and Nagato integrated the shadow through Naruto's teaching. He believed in Naruto and his belief in a higher ideal. Until this point, Nagato only used his Rinnegan when he was influenced by his shadow. But after his dialogue with Naruto, for the first time he used his Rinnegan for the good, reviving everyone he killed during his invasion of Konoha, which shows his integrated shadow. Thank you for watching the video. That was the second video in my Shadow series. If you enjoyed the video, leave a like and write your opinion in the comments. And yeah, more content is on the way, and hopefully see you soon.